returns. First, we introduce a confirmed UFC legend. Please welcome to the stage for his final press conference as a pro fighter, a fighting icon, Tito Ortiz.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, I think I did the right work in Big Bear. I did what I needed to do. I'm ready to fight. All what's on my mind right now is to win. Is to go in and perform the way I've never performed before. This is a fight that I wanted, and it's a fight that I'm going to get, and it's a fight that I have. The only thing in front of me right now is to get a win. I'm excited, I'm focused. I know what I need to do. I'd say becoming the world champion. You know, a young punk kid who was on the street, who was around gangs, drugs, parents who were drug addicts. I wasn't to accept to be special in life, and I worked hard and I dedicated myself. I became a world champion only after a year and a half of competition. I believed in being the best I possibly could be, and I became that. And I think I look back on my career right now, and that's the thing that stands out more than anything, because I was able to accomplish something that I was never supposed to do. And it shows what hard work and dedication can accomplish, and that's why I try to be an inspiration in people's lives. And that's why I changed my name from the bad boy to the people's champ, is to make a difference to every one of the humans on earth, man, that you can make a difference as long as you keep your mind focused and work hard, and that's what I've done. I don't know, the Hall of Fame is something that I'm very thankful, for Dana and Lorenzo to induct me to this thing. It just shows to my fans that all my hard work does pay off, and I'm very thankful to it. With great sacrifice comes great reward. I've sacrificed my body, I've sacrificed my mind. I sacrificed being away from my family for 9 weeks for this camp. For 15 years, I fought to get where I am today. Well, I think it's just a reincarnation, the hard work and everything has paid off. I've got the respect from the fans, from the company, and I've always been about UFC. I've seen a few interviews that Dana has done, saying that I've always been about myself and so forth. It's kind of hard to say when I go and get back surgery to fight for the company, when I go get neck surgery to fight for the company, when I go get knee surgery to fight for the company. I've always been about the sport. I've always been about exposing the sport to its fullest potential, and its fullest potential being as we're the greatest athletes alive. We're the modern day gladiators. As you can see, all these fans and news and press, they're here for us, because we are the modern day gladiators. We step out and we perform. And on Saturday night when I win, I'll win the crowd, and that's how I win my freedom. Most important, wow. Number one's win the world title, of course. Tied for first, beating Bader. Shamrock fight, Frank Shamrock, when I lost to him, I learned a lot from that. Beating Ken. I say beating Forrest the first time.
Are you sure that this will be your last fight? Because a lot of athletes.
100%.
Okay, there's a lot
I'll
of
stop you right there. Nope. A lot of athletes saying Tito Ortiz.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right,
yeah,
so
I've done what I wanted to do. People don't understand how tough training is. You've been doing it for 15 years. Yeah, the first 8 years is cool. 9 years is okay. 10 years, you're like, all right, this has been a decade. Damn. 14, you're like, all right. 15, you're like, okay, this is not, enough's enough. It's a full-time job. People think we get in the cage, we fight, and our day's over with, and we go and have happy family time and do, no. What we get paid for is to train. We fight for free. Training and what you put into training is what you get out of it. I know the things I probably miss the most is walking out, feeling the energy of the fans, the electricity in the air. There's nothing like it at all. I mean, I've been on tour with some of the biggest rock bands in the world, Limp Bizkit, Korn, and I could sit there and when Jonathan Davis came out with Korn at the Thunderdome in Detroit, when 80,000 people were there, and I was sitting, this is after I fought Frank Shamrock, I sat on the side of the stage with the Coors Light can, and he came walking out, and the crowd was so loud that my can was vibrating just by the echo of the voices. Had that same feeling when I walk out. There's nothing like it. It was like it was meant to happen. And I think that'll be one of the biggest things I'll miss is my fans in the crowd. I fought every one of my fights. Injured or not injured, I fought them. When a doctor told me I had a chance of being paralyzed, it's not worth $1 million. No possible way. And I got a bad image painted on me on that Ultimate Fighter, but we all know the truth. I had neck surgery. I came back and I fought Matt Hamill, who I coached, who was a tough-ass wrestler. And I took the fight on 6 months after neck surgery. I had C6, C7 fuse in my neck. Athletes don't come back after that. That just shows how much I love the sport and how dedicated I am to my job and to the UFC.
How about you, Tito? What do you think for us? Better, worse, or the same?
I don't like you. I ain't answering your question, and Dan ain't here to save you, so next question.
John, come on. I just want to can I ask you a follow-up? Maybe a better question? John, are you going to stick up?
Next question.
No follow-ups?
I guess if he's not going to answer, we got to move on, my man.
That is unfortunate. Good luck to you, Tito.
You trying to make me cry, man? What the hell are you doing? Yeah, just kind of explain what the question he had. My son had meningitis 3 weeks ago, and as a father, you don't understand how scary that is. I put my whole camp on. I literally got in my car and I told my training guys, I'll be back. They're like, what do you mean be back? I got a big fight. I'm like, I'll be back. I got to take care of my family. I went to Arizona. Me and Jenna flew out there to see my son who had meningitis. Thank God my ex-wife Kristen caught it early enough. I'm very thankful for her for catching it early enough. It was viral. They were able to get rid of it in 3 days. Thank God he has Ortiz blood running through him, and he was able to bounce back super quick. And people don't understand how scary it is to lose a child until you have a child. People say, I love you. You don't know love until you have a kid. There's no love like it. And like I say, I put everything on the hold. 4 days off, it was okay. I'm in great shape, so it wasn't a big deal. But I was just so thankful. I'm thankful for God, for the angels, or whoever was looking over my son and my family. I was destroyed. And it took me a day to kind of recover from it, but to see a smile on his face, he had a little bit of swollen face, but to see a smile on his face, saying, Dad, I'm glad you're here. And I was thankful, very, very thankful that my wife caught it when she did, or my ex-wife caught it when she did. I know, I just tried to do my job as well as I possibly can do. And I was trying to educate the fans and bring attention to the sport, but in a good manner. And I think I've done that. And then Forrest, he's done the same thing too with The Ultimate Fighter. He's showed what us fighters have in heart. I don't know, I never thought about it if there was no Tito Ortiz in the UFC. This is my calling, I think. This is what I was supposed to do. This is setting the stars for me. God had a plan for me. I'm not done yet, but this was part of it. I've always gone out of my way to help people make their careers on media. I've always been very media friendly. I've done interviews outside of UFC to help. And some people have showed their true colors, and some people are still with me. And I don't know, I'm not done yet. I still be along the sport. UFC has given so much for me to be here. I'm not turning my back on it. It's like all of a sudden, okay, Tito's done, I'm retired. There, guys, thank you for the money, I appreciate it. Thanks for the career. No, I'm here, I'm still working, I'll still be working. Either it's with Fox and UFC, ESPN, I'll be doing something in the sport no matter what. We still have millions and millions of fans across the world to educate on the sport what it truly is. And I'm not done yet.
Parts of the UFC had the Pat Militek. Now we have Greg Jackson. You were very successful as a coach at The Ultimate Fighter. You see yourself being the next big cornerman?
Maybe. I don't know. I think that road hasn't been even drove down yet for me. I have a couple guys who I work with right now. I know my wrestling, I know my jiu-jitsu, I know my Muay Thai. He helps me out with my boxing and just motivation. But I don't know. I'm still young. I still got some other things I want to do still.
A few words for the fans in Puerto Rico.
I appreciate all your guys' support. Watch UFC 148 as I take on Forrest Griffin, fight number 3, kicking some ass.
every one of my fights, 27 fights, 28 fights. I think I made the fans happy. And I fought my ass off every single time. I have no regrets at all. It is what it is. I think I did my job well. And I'm thankful for everything. The UFC's done for me.